इस वीडियो में करने वाले हैं 2025 का जो बायोलॉजी के क्वेश्चन पेपर आया था AHSEC बोर्ड का या ASSEB बोर्ड का, वो हम सॉल्व करने वाले हैं। तो पहले हम लोग करेंगे बोटानी पार्ट 1। तो मैं एक चीज़ बता देता हूँ, आंसर्स आर प्रोवाइडेड फ्रॉम इंटरनेट यूजिंग विकीपीडिया, जेमिनी, ChatGPT एट्सेट्रा। मैं ये क्यों बता रहा हूँ? क्योंकि आप लोगों को मैं बता देता हूँ ताकि आपको क्लेरिफिकेशन मिल जाए, वरना आप लोग बोलोगे अरे यार ये कहाँ से आंसर प्रोवाइड कर रहा है, ये तो ChatGPT से, जेमिनी से, गूगल से आंसर प्रोवाइड कर रहा है। अरे भाई, मैं स्मॉल कंटेंट क्रिएटर हूँ, इसलिए क्या मैं भी अ, मैं स्मॉल कंटेंट क्रिएटर हूँ, और जो लोग बिग कंटेंट क्रिएटर है वो लोग भी यही से आंसर प्रोवाइड करते हैं। वो जस्ट शो नहीं करते, मैं डायरेक्ट शो कर रहा हूँ मैं कहाँ से आंसर प्रोवाइड कर रहा हूँ। तो चलिए देखते हैं। तो मैं कहता हूँ एट द एंड आई विल प्रोवाइड द हैंड रिटन नोट्स। यस, आई विल प्रोवाइड द हैंड रिटन नोट्स एंड यू कैन बाई इट। फॉर बाइंग यू हैव टू ज्वाइन माई टेलीग्राम चैनल एंड आई विल प्रोवाइड द लिंक इन द डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स। आपको डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में मेरा टेलीग्राम चैनल का लिंक मिल जाएगा, उसमें ज्वाइन कर लेना। आफ्टर ज्वाइनिंग यू विल डायरेक्टली बाई इट। First question is, what is the palindrome of Tata? The palindrome of Tata is 8080. Name an example of a plant where both clistogamous and chesmogamous flowers are present, and the plant is oxalis. Name one microbe used in biofertilizer, rhizobium. What is meant by speciation? Speciation is the evolutionary process by which a single population of organisms splits into two or more distinct species that can no longer interbreed and produce fertile offspring. How plant tissue culture has helped in improvement of crops? Question number 6. Answer is, plantation culture helps improve crops by allowing the selection and multiplication of plants with desirable traits under controlled condition. And for 2 marks, the answer is, it enables the rapid multiplication of high yielding, disease resistant and superior quality plants. It helps produce healthy, uniform and disease free crops, leading to better yield and quality. Write on adaptation of either hydrophytes or xerophytes. Adaptation of xerophytes. First, plants living in dry areas. Thick, waxy cuticle reduces water loss. Leaves are reduced to spines to minimize transpiration. Deep and extensive root system absorbs water from deep soil. Thick, fleshy stem stores water, for example, cactus. Or adaptations of hydrophytes, plants living in water. Large air spaces. Erenchyma help in floating and gas exchange. Cuticle is very thin or absent. Roots are poorly developed because water is easily available. Stomata are absent in submerged plants or present only on the upper surface of floating leaves. Next question, how plant tissue culture has helped in improvement of crops? For 2 marks. For 2 marks, the answer is, plant tissue culture has produced a large number of healthy and disease-free plants in a short time. It helps improve crop yield and also preserves good quality plant varieties. Next question, write briefly about application of electrophoresis for 2 marks. Application of electrophoresis. It is used to separate DNA, RNA and proteins. It is used in DNA fingerprinting and genetic research. Write brief account on ethical issues on biotechnology for 2 marks. Ethical issues in biotechnology. Number 1. Biotechnology may be misused, such as in human cloning or making genetically modified organisms without proper care. It raises concerns about human health, environmental safety, and moral values. What is meant by double fertilization in angiosperms? Double fertilization, and it is for 2 marks. Double fertilization is a special process in flowering plants in which two fertilizations take place in the same embryo sac. One male gamete fuses with the egg to form zygote. The other male gamete fuses with the two polar nuclei to form the endosperm. Write briefly on artificial vegetative reproduction in plants. Artificial vegetative reproduction in plants. Artificial vegetative reproduction is a method in which new plants are produced by humans from vegetative parts like stem, root, or leaf. Examples include cutting, layering, grafting, and tissue culture. What is cellular totipotency? What is the importance in Plant science of it. Cellular potency. Totipotency is the ability of a single plant cell to develop into a complete new plant under suitable conditions. Importance in plant science. It is used in plant tissue culture to produce many new plants quickly. It helps produce disease-free and improved crop plants. Explain briefly genetic therapy. Next question. Genetic therapy for 2 marks. Genetic therapy is a method of treating genetic diseases by replacing or repairing a faulty gene with a healthy gene. It helps treat inherited diseases and improve the patient's health. Bioreactor for 2 marks. A bioreactor is a large vessel or container in which microorganisms or cells are grown under controlled conditions to produce useful products. Uses are: it is used to produce vaccines, antibiotics, and enzymes. It provides the right conditions such as temperature, pH, and oxygen for the growth of cells or microorganisms. Transgenesis. Transgenesis is the process of introducing a foreign gene into an organism to produce a new trait. Importance includes: it is used to develop improved crops with traits like disease or pest resistance. It is also used to produce useful medicines and proteins. Endonuclease. An endonuclease is an enzyme that cuts DNA at specific sites inside the DNA molecule. Importance includes: it is used in genetic engineering. It helps in making recombinant DNA by cutting DNA into fragments. Here are the now some scientific names. Number 1 is teak, number 2 is jute, number 3 is Rolfia, number 4 is coffee. So number 1, teak. Scientific name is Tectona grandis. Utility: used for making furniture, doors and boards. Jute. Scientific name is Corcoras capsularis. Also Corcoras olitodias. Utilities includes: used for making ropes, bags and sacks. Rauwolfia. Scientific name Rauwolfia serpentina. Utility: used to make medicines for high blood pressure. Coffee. Scientific name is Coffea arabica. Utility: seeds are used to prepare the coffee beverage. Write the applications of mycorrhiza. Applications of mycorrhiza for 2 marks. It helps plants absorb more water and minerals, especially phosphorus from the soil. It improves plant growth and increases resistance to diseases and drought. What are the cells present in a typical matured embryo sac of angiosperms? For 3 marks. Cells present in a typical mature embryo sac of angiosperms. A typical mature embryo sac has 7 cells and 8 nuclei. Number 1, egg cell. Develops into the embryo after fertilization. Number 2, synergids. Helps the pollen tube enter the embryo sac. Number 3, antipodal cells. Means 3 antipodal cells, 2 synergids. 3 antipodal cells provide nourishment. One central cell with 2 polar nuclei forms the endosperm after fertilization. Total 8 cells and 8 nuclei. Next question. What is parthenocarpic fruit? How can induce the formation of such fruits? Parthenocarpic fruit. A parthenocarpic fruit is a fruit that develops without fertilization, so it is seedless. Parthenocarpic fruit is seedless because it forms without fertilization. How is it induced? By spraying plant hormones like auxins or gibberellins on flowers. It can also be produced by artificial methods in agriculture. Example includes banana or seedless grapes. Modern synthetic theory of evolution for 4 marks. The modern synthetic theory of evolution states that evolution occurs by changes in gene frequency of a population over many generations. It combines Darwin's theory of natural selection with Mendel's genetics. Main points are: variation is produced by mutation and genetic recombination. Natural selection favors organisms with useful variations. Isolation prevents interbreeding between populations. Over many generations, these changes lead to the formation of new species. Means speciation. What is organic evolution? Write briefly about any one evidence of organic evolution. Organic evolution. Organic evolution is the gradual change in living organisms over many generations. resulting in the formation of new species. One evidence of organic evolution is fossil evidence. Fossils are the preserved remains or impressions of ancient plants and animals found in rocks. Evidence: fossils show that organisms have changed gradually over time. They provide the history of life on Earth. They show the evolution of complex organisms into more complex ones. Therefore, fossils provide strong evidence in support of organic evolution. Biotechnology definition and application in agriculture for 5 marks. Biotechnology is the use of living organisms, cells, or their products to develop, using products and improve human life. Applications of biotechnology in agriculture produces high yielding crop varieties, increasing food production, develops disease resistant and pest resistant crops, reducing crop loss, produces drought, flood, and salt tolerant crops, helping plants survive harsh conditions, produces disease free plants through tissue culture in a short time, improves the nutritional values of crops such as vitamin rich crops. Biofortification helps reduce the use of chemical pesticides and fertilizers, making farming more eco friendly. What is plasmid? A plasmid is a small circular DNA molecule found in bacteria. It can replicate independently and it is used as a vector to transfer genes in genetic engineering. Main aims of biotechnology: to develop high yielding and disease resistant crops, to produce medicines, vaccines, antibiotics, and hormones, to improve the quality and nutritional value of plants and animals, to protect the environment through waste treatment and bioremediation, to use genes for the diagnosis and treatment of genetic diseases. जूलॉजी, जिसमें फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन है फिल इन द ब्लैंक्स. Dash is the full form of PCR. Polymerase chain reaction is the full form of PCR. Dash is the name of a bacteria which produces Bt toxin. Answer is Bacillus thuringiensis. Number 3. Dash is a contagious disease. Answer is influenza. And dash hormone induces ovulation. Answer is luteinizing hormone. What is HIV? HIV is human immunodeficiency virus. Is a virus that attacks the body's immune system. Which bacteria causes typhoid? Salmonella typhi. Right, one cause of water pollution. The one cause of water pollution is industrial water flowing through rivers. What are alleles? A specific variant form of a gene located at a fixed position on a chromosome. It is known as allele. Next question: what is codominance? The question is for 2 marks. Answer: codominance is a type of inheritance in which both alleles are expressed equally in the offspring. Neither allele is dominant over the other. Example includes human AB blood group where both A and B alleles are expressed. Next question: what do you mean by sexually transmitted disease? Name one sexually transmitted disease. Answer is: a sexually transmitted disease is a disease that spreads from one person to another mainly through sexual contact. Example: AIDS. Another example: gonorrhea. Next question: what is law of segregation? The law of segregation states that the two alleles of a gene separate during gamete formation, so each gamete receives only one allele. The law is also called Mendel's law, Mendel's first law. Next question: what is biodiversity hotspot? Biodiversity hotspot for 2 marks. A biodiversity hotspot is a region with a very high number of different plant and animal species, especially many endemic species that is under threat of destruction. For example, the Western Ghats in India. Next question: what are the main causes of cancer? Main causes of cancer, answer is mutation. Number 1. Mutation in genes due to chemical radiation or harmful substances. Certain viruses such as HPV and habits like smoking and tobacco use increase the risk of cancer. Next question: what are the effects of drugs or alcohol abuses? Effects of drug or alcohol abuse, answer for 2 marks, is it damages the brain, liver, heart, and other organs. Number 2, it can cause addiction, poor health, mental problems, and affect studies or work. Next question, write the difference between DNA and RNA. Differences are DNA contains deoxyribonucleic acid, but RNA contains ribonucleic acid. DNA contains thymine, but RNA contains uracil instead of thymine. DNA is usually double stranded and RNA is usually single stranded. DNA stores genetic information, RNA helps in protein synthesis. Next difference, morula and blastula. Morula is a solid ball of cells. Blastula is a hollow ball of cells. It is the earlier stage of embryo development. Morula and blastula is it is the stage after morula. Linkage and recombination next. Linkage. Linked genes are inherited together. Genes are separated, and recombination is genes are separated and new combinations are formed. In linkage, the second is it reduces genetic variation, but in recombination, it increases genetic variation. Next, innate immunity and acquired immunity. Differences are innate immunity present from birth. Acquired immunity is develops after infection or vaccination. Innate immunity second is acts immediately, but acquired immunity takes time to develop. Innate immunity non-specific acts against many germs, but acquired immunity specific acts against a particular germ. Next question: draw a level diagram of Watson and Crick model of semi-conservative replication of DNA. This is the diagram. Let me show you. This is the diagram. You can take screenshot from the notes I will provide. तो मैं नोट्स प्रोवाइड करूँगा अपना टेलीग्राम ग्रुप पे. टेलीग्राम ग्रुप ज़रूर ज्वाइन कर लेना ताकि आपको प्रॉपर नोट्स मिलता रहे. इस पूरा वीडियो का जो नोट है वो आपको मिल जाएगा. और मैं आपका अपना टेलीग्राम चैनल का लिंक यूट्यूब वीडियो का डिस्क्रिप्शन में दे दूँगा. सो दिस इज़ शुगर फॉस्फेट बैकबोन and the marked portion, this is deoxyribose sugar. This marked portion is phosphate group. This marked portion is nitrogenous bases. This marked portion dotted lines are hydrogen bonds. These marked portions are double helix structure. This is double helix structure, and here pink denotes adenine, blue denotes thymine, yellow denotes guanine, and green denotes cytosine. A always pairs with T, 2 hydrogen bonds, and G always pairs with C, 3 hydrogen bonds. Next question, draw a level diagram of TS of testis. So this is the diagram of TS of testis. You draw it from here. Here this is blood vessel, this is interstitial tissue, this is Leydig cell, this is spermatogonia, this is primary spermatocyte, this is secondary spermatocyte, this is spermatid, this is spermatozoa, this is Sertoli cell, this is basement, and this is seminiferous tubule, and including spermatogonia, primary spermatocyte, secondary spermatocyte, spermatid, spermatozoa forms germinal epithelium. A semiferous tubule showing various germ cells. This is the diagram shown here. Write the scientific name of Muga silkworm. What are the diseases of silkworm? For 3 marks. Scientific name of Muga silkworm is Antheria assamensis. And diseases of silkworm includes pebrine, gressari, fletcheri, muscardine. What do you mean by transcription and translation? Explain. And this question is for 3 marks. Transcription is the process in which genetic information from DNA is copied into messenger RNA, and translation is the process in which the mRNA is used to make a protein at the ribosome. The explanation is also given here. In transcription, DNA to mRNA is formed, and in translation, mRNA to protein with the help of ribosomes and tRNA. What do you mean by mutation? Write about the different types of mutation for 3 marks. Mutation. A mutation is a sudden change in the DNA or genes of an organism which may produce new characteristics. Types of mutations are gene mutation, chromosomal mutation, genomic mutation. Gene mutation, change in a single gene. Chromosomal mutation, change in the structure of a chromosome, and genomic mutations, change in the number of chromosomes. What is gene migration? Write about genetic drift for 3 marks. Gene migration and genetic drift. Gene migration is the movement of genes from one population to another when individuals migrate and reproduce. Genetic drift. Genetic drift is the random change in the frequency of genes in a small population due to chance. Importance. It can change the genetic makeup of a population, which may lead to evolution or even the formation of new species over time. Describe the Hardy-Weinberg law for 5 marks. Hardy-Weinberg law. The Hardy-Weinberg law states that the frequency of genes and genotypes in a large population remains constant from one generation to the next if no evolutionary forces act on the population. This is called genetic equilibrium. Conditions of the law are no mutation, no migration, no natural selection, very large population, random mating. Hardy-Weinberg equation is P plus Q equal to 1. P square plus 2PQ plus Q square is equal to 1 is genotype frequencies, where P square is homogeneous dominant, 2PQ is heterozygous, Q square is homozygous recessive. Importance: it usually studies genetic variation in populations. It helps determine whether evolution is occurring in a population. And the next question is proof that DNA is the genetic material by Hershey and Chase experiment. The given diagram is, you can see the given diagram. First aim is to prove that DNA is the genetic materials bacteriophage that infects E. coli bacteria, radioactive phosphorus and radioactive sulfur. Experiment number 1, DNA labeled with 32 phosphorus. Here 32 phosphorus DNA is phages grown in medium containing DNA is grown in a medium containing 32 phosphorus infects E. coli bacteria, which infects E. coli bacteria. The DNA infects the E. coli bacteria where 32 phosphorus in which are grown in 32 phosphorus medium. Blender to remove phage, protein plus stores plus centrifugation happens. Then supernatant and pellet are formed. In observation 2, protein coat labeled with 35 sulfur, protein coat. Phages grown in medium containing 35S infects E. coli bacteria, then blender to remove phage plus centrifugation happens supernatant and pellet outside and inside bacteria. So in 32 phosphorus first case supernatant the uh, DNA, or you can say the bacteriophages are not present, and in the second observation in pellet it is not present. Observation: 32 phosphorus was found inside the bacteria pellet, whereas 35 was remained outside. And conclusion is only DNA entered into the bacteria cells and directed the formation of new viruses. Therefore, DNA is the genetic material. Next question: what is food chain? Write about the trophic level of food chain. Food chain. A food chain is a sequence of organisms in which food and energy pass from one organism to another in a particular order. Trophic levels of a food chain. First trophic level: producers. Green plants prepare their own food by photosynthesis. They form the base of the food chain. Second trophic level is primary consumers. Herbivores, plant-eating animals feed on producers. For example, deer, rabbit, grasshopper. Third trophic level is secondary consumers. Carnivores that feed on primary consumers. For example, frog, lizard, snake. Fourth trophic level is tertiary consumers. Top carnivores that feed on other carnivores. For example, eagle, lion, tiger. Decomposers, bacteria and fungi break down dead plants and animals. They recycle the nutrients back to the environment. For example, grass to grasshopper to frog to snake to eagle. Describe the chromosome theory of inheritance. It is described already, I think. No. The chromosomal theory of inheritance was proposed by Walter Sutton and Theodore Bovary. It traced that the genes are located on chromosomes and chromosomes carry hereditary characters from parents to offspring. Main points: genes are present on chromosomes. Chromosomes occur in pairs in diploid cells. 3. During meiosis, homologous chromosomes separate, so each gamete receives one chromosome from each pair. During fertilization, chromosomes from the male and female gametes unite, restoring the diploid number. Therefore, the inheritance of genes follows the behavior of chromosomes, which explains Mendel's law of inheritance. Conclusion: thus, chromosomes are the carriers of genes and they are responsible for the inheritance of characters from parents to offspring. अगर आपको इस पूरा स्क्रीनशॉट्स या पूरा नोट्स का पीडीएफ चाहिए तो मेरे टेलीग्राम चैनल को ज्वाइन करें. After joining, you the link will be provided to you and you can buy the notes. Please buy the notes because these notes are handwritten. I will provide the handwritten notes. Yes, I will provide the handwritten notes, and it requires many very much hard work to create. So thanks for watching.